Good evening. I'm Kavita Karki and you're watching Emerging SME, a television program which highlights the achievements of such SMEs who from a modest beginning have now become a brand name in their respective business vertical. The first company in today's episode is Vari Energies, one of the most successful solar panels and solar modules manufacturers in India. Also, Vari is at the forefront of renewable energy with an extensive range of offerings in the solar power system. I caught up earlier with Mr. Hitesh Doshi, the chairman and managing director of Vari Group. Have a look. Vari Energies is at the forefront of renewable energy with solar power system. So what was the motivational force behind venturing into the solar space?
We were in the business of instrumentation, particularly pressure and temperature gauges, and for that I was regularly traveling to Germany. This is somewhere in 2005 and 2006. Every time I was going to the Germany and seeing that, particularly in Hannover, where the sunny days are less than 130, 140 days in a year, and they were using a solar power. And that was always a question in my mind. In India, we have much more sun than North Germany. Why not in India? Finally, I made a mind in 2006 that definitely one day solar will come to India.
Apart from being one of the most successful manufacturers of solar panel and solar modules in India, so what are the other offerings of Vari Energies in the solar space?
We offer a complete solution to the need and applications. It's like a small home in the village, rooftop, solar pump, solar solutions for a telecom tower, petrol pumps, houses, water heaters, industries, thermal power solutions. So it's quite a large range which we provide. And we started with like a small gadget of a battery bank with a solar panel on it to charge the mobile, up to the hundreds of megawatt large solar farms.
You talked about the EPC space. In the EPC space, you provide design and conceptualization at the very initial commissioning and installation stage. So what is the capacity up to which you provide your services?
We start actually from the concept. So it comes right from the financial modeling, where what is IRR customer is going to make on his investment. From there to the advising on prices, advising on the bidding, and then it goes to the procurement, engineering and construction. Size wise, so far Vari has built the project of 50 megawatt each, and now we are working for 120 megawatt as a single project. The size doesn't matter here, it matters how fast you do it on time, what quality you provide, and end of the day what is the return you are providing to your ultimate customer on his investment.
There has been an increase in the cost of electricity in the recent past. So the rise in the cost of electricity makes today the best time to invest into kilowatt rooftop systems. So how is it useful for domestic and commercial establishments?
What solar energy provides here is, first you generate the energy where you are using it. Secondly, the cost of solar power. For example, in commercial today in our office here, we must be paying a 12 rupees plus the cost of the power, where the solar power today it has came down to the 5 rupees. So this is a direct economic benefit. The another thing, for the contribution by the people, what we are doing to make this for the environment or to make the earth more greener. The next thing comes to the technology and challenges in a rooftop. We need a stable grid. We need the panels which are not very heavy, because most of the roof in a country they are on asbestos or other kind of the roofs. They are not able to take the load of the panels. So what Vari is doing in that is, Vari is bringing a various technologies, and these are like roll type panels or very lightweight panels, very high efficiency panels, and that will make a more I will say sustainable, more consumer friendly, and customer will be able to use that on a rooftop and all.
Now, I would like to talk about solar pump systems. So, solar pump systems are tested and proven around the world to be cost-effective and reliable, and they already are escalating the levels of agriculture and commercial productivity worldwide. So, I would like to know about Vari's solar pump systems.
Most of the state, they are charging very low price or no cost of the electricity to the farmers. And wherever they are charging also the low price, like state like Maharashtra, the recovery rate is very low from the farmers. The another cost to the government is laying up the line up to the each farm, then providing the power. Most of the state, because of this cost, the power is not provided very regularly, or if it is provided at the odd time, like in a night or something. So farmer needs some more comfort here. Government needs to save on a lot of this cost of subsidies, subsidized power, and there is more demand of the power than what farmer needs. So to bring all these solutions, solar pump is a very good solution to the farmers.
Would you please tell us about Vari's street lighting solutions?
We provide completely new technology here, where the panel is inbuilt along with the lot of various sensors, batteries and LEDs in a one box. So you don't need to do anything, you just go and put it, and it's like a plug and play. The sensor works when there is no movement of the people around the street light. It gets dimmer, so you save the power, and when there is some movement, even some animal or anything, then the power gets brighter.
Solar sector is certainly one of the most promising sectors in the Indian economy. So what is your vision for the future of the company, and what growth prospects do you see for Vari Energies in the next 5 to 10 years?
We started this with the vision to bring affordable power and power for all with that. And with the present government support, it has got a lot of push to it. So I think we'll grow by at least a 50% year on year for the next 3 to 4 years. We will bring a lot of new technologies which will help us for this growth, and we will continue to provide cost-effective solutions with the overall ownership cost will be much lower than what they are today, and this will definitely help to achieve our goals.
Little steps will make a big difference in the way solar energy shapes our future. Solar is now more affordable, more efficient and more reliable than ever for both industrial and mainstream use. Here we'll take a short break, lots more on the other side. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. One man's vision, entrepreneurship and love for innovation set the wheels rolling, laying a strong foundation for the future of an engineering company. For the last 3 decades, Tema India has laid a foundation for pioneering research and development of high-end static equipment, and today it is one of the leading manufacturers of shell and tube heat exchangers, not only in India but also in the rapidly growing global conglomerate in the engineering sector. We visited Tema's facility at Achar, located on the Mumbai-Ahmedabad highway. Have a look. Started in the year 1975 from manufacturing shell and tube heat exchangers. Today, Tema has come a long way. So how has been this journey since the inception?
Well, my journey started many years back when I was doing my engineering. I think it was the final year when I had to write my thesis. So I selected the subject of pressure vessels. But having done that, I used to do odd jobs for refinery, Esso refinery. In those days, HPCL was known as Esso refinery. It was American owned. So there, I used to supply some odd jobs with little bit of engineering involved to laboratories. There was the first time I got a break to manufacture sampling bombs. These are the bombs which take samples at a very high pressure of a very hazard hydrocarbons. So the safety margins have to be too good. And the walls used to leak, and they were all imported. And they tried their best to develop this product here, but it failed miserably. And I had to convince them, and I had to do that, a small one at my own cost, to flourish from there in that field. And that's the place I used to go very often. And I noticed that shell and tube heat exchangers are the ones which have got a lot of nuisance value.
What all have been the company's major achievements and milestones in the course of this journey till date?
We are the tiniest company in this field of doing shell and tube heat exchange. Now we wanted to get into bigger size and exchanges that have bigger problems, okay, and the service that was dirty. Only when the service is dirty do you have to clean it up. How do you clean it up? You have to open up to clean it up. Now this joint, which actually is supposed to be a high pressure, high temperature joint, leak-proof joint, this is where the engineering comes into the picture in a big way. This is where the machining, the designing, and everything comes into the picture. It's the gasket, sealant. Gasket is the sealant, and the pressure is adopted by bolts. So we quickly graduated from supercritical area of power generation. We have made the supercritical area the maximum number of high pressure feed water heaters in this country at least.
You manufacture an entire range of static process equipments. So in this diverse range of equipments, why did you choose to specialize in shell and tube heat exchangers?
Every time I would see so many of them dismantled condition so that I could peep in. I learned a lot just looking at them. So the next thing was design. And it was thermal designs, so that I would understand the thermal design, the mechanical design, the performance. And then I graduated into this. The same area under the hook, you can have much more tonnage because there are internals. Other pressure vessels don't have internals. The distillation column has got very light internals. This has got very, very heavy internals. And the internal, like tube bundle, is actually the heart of the heat exchange.
As far as I've spoken with you, I have learned that innovation is at the heart of TEMA India. So I would like to know that what is unique about your patented screw technology?
We are standing right here where you see the channel barrel being machined. This machining is done after entire fabrication, lining and stress relieving. Finally it's machined because we need that accuracy inside. Okay. The accuracy involved is so much that the very first big project that we were awarded, that was CPCL refinery. Okay. There the licensor, Chevron, they said we suggest don't make breech lock exchanger, just make the conventional ones because this size is too big and there are a lot of problems. But it so happened that they had to go for the other route. Fortunately, we were awarded that contract. Now, this happened to be the largest size screw plug. And that is why Chevron, all the more reason why they did not want to get into it. So, I loved that challenge. Those been working for 14 years now, but they'll work forever. And then we got an order from BPCL, very similar in nature. Those have been working without even servicing. CPCL has been recently serviced by us, only recently. And BPCL is working, very soon we'll be doing the servicing, I'm sure of that. But they again will go on forever.
You have maintained a sustainable growth rate in your business vertical, and your journey is certainly a remarkable one. So what sets you apart from others?
Well, we love what we do. So we see to it, all the exchanges that we produce, they give 100% service throughout. And we don't mind doing service. And we will even modify if required as the design parameters keep changing from our side because we keep on innovating. We would want all our equipment to really live because we own our equipment despite the fact we have sold them.
You told me about the American Society of Mechanical Engineers acceptance of your technical paper and presentation. So how has that certification helped the company?
Oh, it's helped the company already, but it's going to help the company 100-folds, because the country has to go from Euro 3 to Euro 4 and Euro 6. Basically, what does it mean? We need our diesel clean so there's not much of pollution. So sulfur content has to be avoided or reduced drastically. Now, you may have all kind of technology to reduce that and a lot of expenditure made in that. But if your heat exchangers are not functioning and there is intermixing, that means the higher sulfur zone goes to the one cleaner one, the lower sulfur zone, the whole purpose is defeated. So this paper basically we presented, it's to do with screw plug heat exchanger, where high heat exchanger, there's a lot of intermixing, which we have totally stopped. And one more thing is a plug that never opens. And we have given the paper and we have given the copyrights to them, so the whole world can go for cleaner fuel.
On one hand, where Mr. Sippy wants to hold on to the leadership positioning of the company, on the other, he equally is considerate and passionate towards meeting his social responsibility by providing vocational training to the tribals living in the encompassing belt and enhancing their skills and employability. Here we'll take a short break. Keep watching Emerging SME. Welcome back. The world is becoming digital, which is driven by software and technology. Every business is now digital business. Customers demand anything, anywhere, and anytime. Customer satisfaction can be assured only by proper testing of the software applications. Signity Technologies is a global leader in independent software testing services company, helping organizations across the globe to accelerate their digital transformation journey. We have been joined by Mr. C.V. Subramaniam, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Shrikant Chakalam, Executive Director of Signity Technologies from Hyderabad. Good evening, both of you, and welcome to the show. Mr. Subramaniam, Signity Technologies is a global leader in independent software testing services. So how has been this journey so far?
As a quality assurance company and a digital transformation company, we want to give the best to the world. So what we thought is we want to become the world's largest and most respected testing services company in the world. So we looked at the landscape and the spectrum of the IT industry in the year 2008. And what we thought is we have to spend more on the IT testing services and transform the world through our services. Looking at the immense potential the software testing services offered, we invested into the company immensely and we grew organically and inorganically. We are a Hyderabad headquartered company with 2,300 people, passionate, energetic, young employees working with us. At the same time, we are the second largest independent testing services company in the world by headcount. Also, we are the world's first CMMI level 5 company in independent testing services space. At present, we are servicing the clients in 13 countries and the largest being the North America, followed by that UK and Australia and South Africa.
Mr. Subramaniam, which all are the industries to which Signity offers its solutions?
Powered with domain competency groups, we are servicing the airlines industry, the cruise lines, the hospitality, communication, healthcare, education, and some of the government institutions. We are also serving energy and utilities, entertainment, and media companies. We also have a very strong presence in the BFSI services. Our client list comprises of 31 of Fortune 500 and 57 of the Global 2000 companies.
Mr. Shrikant, can you please detail out the service offerings by Signity Technologies?
Yeah, so Signity is an independent testing services organization. So while until now we have been offering traditional testing services like functional testing, performance testing, or test automation, we constantly realign ourselves with the changing digital world. In line with that, we offer services related to quality engineering, digital assurance and quality assurance. Some of the services that include in this space are test data management, dev test ops, service virtualization, mobility, and so on. So we help organizations take up the digital transformation journey, and we do this by using our proprietary platform called Blue Swan, which helps accelerating this journey.
Mr. Srikanth, would you please tell me about the things that differentiate you from your competitors, and how do you stand out from the rest, as there is immense competition in the business?
Yeah, one of the key differentiators for us is the workforce itself. So we have about 1800 plus passionate career testers, most of whom are ISTQB certified. This is one key differentiator. The second one is our proprietary IP platform called Blue Swan. There are about 5 elements in this platform: Verita, Velocita, Sesta, Prudentia, and Praxia, which align, assure, and accelerate with the digital transformation of an enterprise. The other thing is that we also have strategic partnerships with leading tool vendors to offer various solutions to clients.
Mr. Srikanth, can you please brief a little bit on how the advisory and transformation services help Cigniti Technologies?
So, advisory transformation services is a strategic initiative from Cigniti's side on consulting. So, if you look at the current testing landscape, it is quite complex. There are various models like waterfall, hybrid, agile, DevOps, and so on. And also there are so many tools in the market. So, this sort of creates a situation for QA professionals and organizations to choose what is best for them in terms of time and cost. So, we work with CXO level personnel to try and help organizations stay successful by helping them understand the best practices, best processes, the skills required to stay successful in a DevOps sort of an environment or an agile environment, and also the skills and risks involved in this transformation is what we try and work with in the advisory transformation services.
Mr. Srikanth, Cigniti is positioned as a challenger in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for application testing services worldwide. So please tell us something about that.
Yeah, Gartner is a globally reputed IT analyst firm. To be featured in Gartner's Magic Quadrant as a challenger is a great achievement for Cigniti. So Gartner assesses several companies across the world based on 2 parameters. One is the ability to execute. The second one is the completeness of vision. Positioning Cigniti in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant as a challenger means that Cigniti's ability to execute across different segments is very high, and also the customer satisfaction, the client satisfaction across these segments is very high. The second one obviously is that Cigniti is constantly aligning its vision with the market. So Gartner is convinced that Cigniti is a challenger, and hence we are in the Magic Quadrant. Not only this, we are also featured in different other reports mentioned by Nelson Hall or Forrester and Everest as a leading testing services provider.
Mr. Subramaniam, how has been the company's growth in the recent past line with your vision, and what growth prospects do you see for the company in the next 5 to 10 years?
We have been growing at an average rate of 50% year on year for the past 4 years, and we continue to grow in the same pace. And the industry is also looking at uptick trend, in the sense by 2020 the testing industry is going to be a $50 billion industry. We are in line to become the world's largest and most respected independent testing services company, and definitely our growth will be towards a digital transformation and helping the industry in a better way.
Thanks, Mr. Subramaniam and Mr. Chakilam, for joining us in the show. With this, we come to the end of this episode. I will be back next week with the success stories of few other SMEs. Till then, goodbye and take care.